And welcome, sports fans, to today's Roundtable, and glad you joined us today. We're just now halfway through the regular season of high school football here in Southeast Missouri, and it's been quick. It's funny to say we're already halfway over through the regular season, through week 5. Got plenty of results to go over from last night, some big games, especially some rivalry games last night in the Southeast Missouri region that we'll get to. Also, we'll touch on some volleyball and other fall sports that took place over the past few days as well. So the fall season is progressing along very quickly, and we're starting to see some teams kind of separate themselves from the rest of Southeast Missouri, which we'll talk about in our show today, and getting very exciting. It's going to be towards the end of the season before you know it. We'll be heading into October next week, so pretty much October kind of winds down the season towards the end of October, so we'll be getting into playoff football before you know it. So be looking forward to many more games that we're going to televise here on YHC TV, as well as SEMOsportzone.com. And speaking of those games we had last night, Dexter and Kennett, and Portageville and Hayti, and we'll talk about those in length here just momentarily. And remember, you can email us, sports@semosportzone.com, if you want to get involved in our show or the upcoming shows. Just shoot us an email, and we'll take it right here on the air or for the next show if you email us in between shows. So email us, sports@semosportzone.com. And let's take a look at some results from last night and over the past few days. And taking a look at the game we had last night, Dexter and Kennett. It was Dexter over Kennett 27-15, and impressive victory for the Dexter Bearcats last night. Got their first win of the year, and did it in impressive fashion. Dexter Bearcats, as we're taking a look here at some highlights, got off to a good start. Nice run there along the left side, and a pass out to the right side to Jonathan Fells. And had a balanced attack last night from the Bearcats. They did well with the pass and the run. As we see here, a pass out to Ethan Stevens. Nice gain there along the left side, and this is their first touchdown of the night. Peyton Pollock, a fake handoff and a run in for the touchdown. And here we've got Akeem Nelson dropping back to pass and picked off in the secondary by Ethan Stevens, and a nice return off of that interception. And Dexter forcing 3 turnovers last night, 3 interceptions picked off in the secondary. Nice effort defensively in the secondary by the Bearcats last night. As we see Carson Dean, a few runs here. The previous one and this one, he had a nice night on the ground for the Bearcats. He's really come to be one of the main offensive weapons for the Bearcats. And we see here that one stopped there by the Kennett Indians. And another pass to Carson Dean along the left side. And this is going to be a throw and a score for the Bearcats. A nice pass there by Peyton Pollock to get the Bearcats' second score. And Akeem Nelson going along the left side, a nice pass and catch there along the left side by Antavius Drake. And here's a nice run. I believe this is Dylan Bazarian, I believe, that's going in for the touchdown. Third score for the Bearcats. Jumped out to a 20-0 lead, but Kennett started to fight back. As you see here, a nice pass to Drake along the sideline. And a sweep, and a run and score for the Kennett Indians as they get their first score there in the third quarter. And Peyton Pollock making things happen. Nice throw down the field to Jonathan Fells, picking up that first down on a big 3rd and 12 play there in the third quarter. And here's a nice run along the left side. Carson Dean putting the Bearcats up by 27-7, and here's a nice run along the right side by this Kennett Indian. Swift move there along the right sideline. Akeem Nelson dropping back to pass, and a nice reception down that right sideline. And Nelson looking for a touchdown pass here, but doesn't quite get it. Gets it in within the 5. And a few penalties pushes back the Kennett Indians, and this is another score for the Indians. A circus catch there in the end zone off the fingertips, deflected, and a touchdown taken down. And a deep pass down the middle to D.J. Dowdy, pulled down. Impressive catch there by Dowdy, deep downfield. And Kennett starting to make a run here, trying to get back into this game. a few good defensive stops here. They're deep in the fourth and got the ball back. And this is a costly turnover there for the Kent Indians, a deep interception picked off by Austin Aldridge, I believe that was. And Kennett fighting back, trying to get another score, to potentially do an onside kick to get back in the game. And a nice defensive effort there by the Bearcats there late in that game to keep them from the end zone. As we see here, a deep interception picked off by the Bearcats, and that pretty much put it away there in that game last night. Kennett had a very good effort last night. They just had some costly turnovers, 3 interceptions thrown by Akeem Nelson, but Akeem Nelson made some big plays in that game, and he was hobbled. He sat out the last 2 games with an ankle injury, and you could tell he was kind of favoring that ankle. Couldn't really get out of the pocket and make things happen downfield, which he's certainly known for early on in the season, and he was pretty much limited to being a pocket passer. Had to make some throws down the field, and threw a few interceptions, and just wasn't really able to play to his potential in that quarterback position last night. But nonetheless, a great effort by the Kent Indians and the Dexter Bearcats getting their first win of the season. They've had a tough first 4 games of the year and certainly put up a fine effort last night, both offensively and defensively, and just a great game, just a good solid game between those 2 teams, and we'll be looking forward to seeing how they do with the rest of their season. And that game will replay. We'll replay it today at noon, coming up today at noon, and also tomorrow, Sunday at 4 o'clock, a replay of that Kennett and Dexter game. We will have it uploaded to SEMOsportzone.com later on today. And another games from last night, we had Portageville and Hayti also on the schedule. And take a look at that score. It was 18-12, Portageville over Hayti, and we'll replay that game Sunday at 7 o'clock and Tuesday at 7:30 here on YHC. And will be uploaded to SEMOsportzone.com tomorrow. By tomorrow, we'll have that up on that website. An impressive victory for the Portageville Bulldogs, get their 2nd victory of the year. And Hayti struggling this year so far. I think they've got 1 win on the year, and just having a struggling season so far this year. And in other games from last night, big rivalry game between Jackson and Cape Central, and Jackson having no problem with the Tigers with a victory 56-27, and Jackson looking very impressive so far in this year. They only got 1 loss, which is to a top 10 state-ranked Vianney team, and pretty much been dominant in every other game throughout the area. So Jackson's certainly one of the top teams in the area this year. And in other games, Chaffee over Scott City, 51-16, and Chaffee's really making themselves probably the top Class 1 small school in the area, and they could possibly very well be the probably top contender to face Valley Catholic later on in the year in district play, and that's going to be a tough task for them. It looks like they're going to be looking for that 2nd seed in that Class 1 district later on. Sykeston over Poplar Bluff in a big rivalry game there. Come down to the wire, 22-21. The Sykeston Bulldogs over the Poplar Bluff Mules. And Sykeston hanging tough with their defense. Their defense is going to keep them in every game that they're in. And their offense is going to be right there to just put enough points on the board to secure the victory. And impressive performance last night by both teams. Poplar Bluff really an offensive team, and Sykeston, a defensive team. That was the dimension dynamic going into this game. Sykeston's defense versus Poplar Bluff's offense, and Sykeston handled it well, pulled out another victory, and still got an undefeated season for this year. And in other games, we have Malden over East Prairie in a big win, 44-7, and Malden's making some waves this year. I think their only loss so far is to the Crowsville Tigers, which is no shame in that, but this is the one team that's really developing this year, having some big victories so far. So that's the team to look out for coming the end of the year, the Malden Green Wave. And in other games, Crothersville over New Matter County Central, a shutout, 42-0. And New Matter County Central had some fine efforts over the past few weeks, getting victories over Kennett and Charleston, and just had a better team last night in the Crothersville Tigers, and Daryl Monroe, anytime you have Daryl Monroe on the field, it's going to be a tough team to beat, and showed to be the case once again last night. Crothersville with that shutout victory. Maplewood Richmond Heights, big over Perryville, 34-12. And that's all for the football games from last night. And now we'll get into high school volleyball games. Sykeston over Scott City in 2 sets. That was a couple days ago. And also we have Notre Dame defeating Bloomfield in 2 sets. Dexter over Bell City in 3 sets, best of 5. They took 3 straight sets. They're over Bell City. And Saxony Lutheran defeated Advance in 2 sets. And in baseball, the big baseball game this week, Bloomfield defeating Bernie 5-4. Impressive victory by the Bloomfield Wildcats. I think they come back from a 3-1 deficit, won that game 5-4 in that Stoddard County baseball matchup. Bernie, one of the top teams in the area, new coming in, and Bloomfield answered with a nice victory this past week. And as we mentioned, you can look forward to those football replays. Dexter and Kennett later on today at noon. Also Sunday at 4. And Portageville and Hayti will replay Sunday at 7 and Tuesday night at 7:30. So look forward to those replays of those games later on over the next few days. And they will be uploaded, all of them, by tomorrow. Both the Dexter and Kennett and Portageville and Hayti games to singlesportzone.com. And we're going to take a break and get into some rankings, both state of Missouri, state rankings, and SEMO top 15 poll for high school football. We'll be back with that coming up.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
I'm married, I have a child, and my someday was when my job got shipped to Mexico. So I took charge and went to Three Rivers College. It opened doors I couldn't imagine. Better job, better pay. My certification in green diesel technology at Three Rivers took less than 2 years. Didn't cost a lot either. My future's never looked greener. Three Rivers College. Turn your someday into graduation day.
Take your first step toward a stronger, more fulfilling career. Make your someday today. Enroll now at Three Rivers College.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
We're going to take a look at some rankings, both here locally and across the state of Missouri. And we'll start out with the SEMO 15 poll. And it's the top 15 teams ranked from SEMOsportzone.com for Southeast Missouri. And this will not reflect last night's games. This is a weekly poll given out the first of the week. And at number 1, Jackson went into this weekend at 3-1. 2, Sykeston. 3, Park Hills Central. 4, Valley Catholic. 5, Crothersville. 6, St. Genevieve. 7, Cape Central. 8, Poplar Bluff. 9, Farmington. 10, Chaffee. 11, Molden. 12, Fredericktown. 13, New Madrid County Central. 14, Charleston. And 15, St. Vincent. And that is the SEMO 15 poll from SEMOsportzone.com. We'll have a new poll from SEMO Sports Zone Monday, so you can go to that website, SEMOsportzone.com. Check out that SEMO 15 poll, the new poll for this coming week. And taking a look at state rankings for the state of Missouri in football coming into this week. And number 1, Valley Catholic, still undefeated, 4-0. 2, Westron. 3, Hamilton. 4, Cass Midway. 5, Salisbury. 6, Milan. 7, Skyline. 8, Marceline. 9 Thayer, and 10 Drexel. And not much movement in that poll. I think Thayer may have moved up into that poll, but not much movement from last week to this week. And in Class 2, we've got Lamar still at number 1, 2 Mountain View Liberty, 3 Mountain Grove, 4 South Callaway, 5 Stratford, 6 Crothersville, 7 Lathrop, 8 Lafayette County, 9 Palmyra, and 10 Brookfield. And not much change in that poll. I think the last 7, 8, 9, and 10 switched around, but nothing in the top 6. Was there any movement in that Class 2 poll? And in Class 3, Maryville at number 1, 2 John Burroughs, 3 California, 4 Oak Grove, 5 Duchesne, 6 Reed Springs, 7 O'Fallon Christian, 8 Manette, 9 Hogan, and 10 Park Hill Central. And we've seen Park Hill Central move into that poll this week and to the top 10, and that's only a relative Southeast Missouri team that we have in that top 10 poll, and Park Hill Central off to another great start so far this year. And in Class 4, Webb City still on top at number 1, 2 Bolivar, 3 Harrisonville, 4 Westminster, 5 Jeff City Helias, 6 Moberly, 7 Hillcrest, 8 Festus, 9 Carl Junction, and 10 Liberty North. And in Class 5, Lee Summit West still on top at number 1, 2 Fort Osage, a two-way tie for second, Fort Osage and Parkway Central, 4 Kirkwood, 5 Vianney, 6 Staley, 7 a two-way tie for 7 Nixon Webster Groves, 9 Kickapoo, and 10 Camden. And we might see Jackson make some waves in that Class 5. They didn't get into the poll this week, but after a dominant victory over Cape Central, maybe they'll get some looks into getting into that top 10 poll in Class 5 in the next few weeks. I think that's probably the next team maybe to break in to the state rankings from Southeast Missouri. Jackson having a very solid year so far this year. And taking a look at volleyball state rankings, and we've still got Winona at the top at number 1, 2 Kansas City Lutheran, 3 Leopold, 4 Osceola, 5 Santa Fe, 6 Bernie, 7 Pierce City, 8 Advance, 9 Midway, and 10 Sacred Heart. So we got 3 local teams there, and Leopold at 3, 6 Bernie, and 8 Advance. In Class 2, Fatima at number 1, 2 St. Pius out of Festus, 3 Mountain Grove, 4 Saxony Lutheran, 5 Bishop LeBlond, 6 Mountain View Liberty, 7 St. Paul Lutheran, 8 Jefferson, 9 Herman, and 10 Fair Grove. And in Class 3, Visitation Academy at number 1, 2 St. Francis Borgia, 3 Villa Duchesne, 4 Perryville, 5 Lutheran South, 6 Pleasant Hill, 7 Logan Rogersville, 8 St. Dominic, 9 St. Genevieve, and 10 O'Hara. And in Class 4, Lafayette at number 1, 2 St. Joseph's Academy, 3 Liberty, 4 Ozark, 5 St. Teresa's Academy, 6 Lee Summit West, 7 Parkway West, 8 Rock Bridge, 9 Jefferson City, and 10 Jeff City Helias. And those are volleyball state rankings for the state of Missouri. And we've got some solid teams here in Southeast Missouri, and I figure Notre Dame might be moving into that poll. They've had some local victories and had a quite impressive season so far, and also Dexter there in the Class 4 having a solid season in Perryville. That's one very tough district in Class 4, I believe, and they might be in Class 3 there in volleyball. And I can't exactly remember, but Dexter, Notre Dame, and Perryville, very tough district there here in Southeast Missouri volleyball. And we're going to take another quick break and be back with some more things. Got some college football to look forward to, and NFL football. Also, we're going to take a look at Southeast Missouri baseball, a fall preview for baseball, and we'll be back with that. Those things coming up.
It's the small things in life that you tend to appreciate. The quality of care at SEMO Health Network is no different. They focus on the small details with healthcare that make you feel good, so you can get back to enjoying the small things in no time. They have so many ways to take care of you with 8 locations serving rural communities in need of medical care, including dental facilities and an in-house laboratory.
You'll feel good about Call Audubell Hearing Center at 1-800-499-8786 or visit one of our locations in Dexter and Poplar Bluff, Missouri today.
And now let's take a look at some college football matchups taking place today. And got some big matchups today. And starting off with the SEC Conference, we got LSU taking on Georgia, 6th ranked LSU at 9th ranked Georgia. 14th ranked Oklahoma at 22nd ranked Notre Dame. Wake Forest at 3rd ranked Clemson. 21st ranked Ole Miss at top ranked Alabama. Another SEC matchup there. 10th ranked Texas A&M taking on the Razorbacks in Fayetteville at Arkansas. 23rd ranked Wisconsin at 4th ranked Ohio State. 5th ranked Stanford at Washington State. Nice Pac-12 matchup there. California at 2nd ranked Oregon in the Pac-12. And big game here between Arkansas State and Missouri. Opportunity for Arkansas State to get an impressive performance in Columbia at Missouri in that SEC opponent today. And also UT Martin is at SEMO for today in that Ohio Valley Conference. And let's go ahead and transition into NFL football this weekend. The Bears at the Lions, the Giants at the Chiefs, Steelers at the Vikings, Seahawks at the Texans, the Jets, New York Jets at the Tennessee Titans in Nashville, and both those teams 2-1 so far this year. And you probably think they'd, at this point, 3 games in, that they would be potentially winless. But they've got a 2-1 record so far this year. Could be a good game between those two teams this weekend. The Eagles at the Broncos. Could be a high-paced, high-scoring affair between those two teams. Probably two of the high-paced teams in the NFL, the Eagles and the Broncos. Redskins at the Raiders. And Redskins still looking for their first win. They're 0-3 so far this year. Cowboys at the Chargers. Patriots at the Falcons for Sunday Night Football on NBC. And Monday Night Football on ESPN. The Dolphins at the Saints. And that could be a big game for both teams. Saints is 3-0, and both teams are 3-0. Dolphins and the Saints. And Dolphins, one of those teams that made some big offseason additions, but you know how they were going to live up to those, and they've lived up to it so far. They defeated the Falcons last week at home and got a tough game. They're in the New Orleans Superdome. They're in New Orleans against the Saints, so it's going to be a tough matchup for them. And if they come away with a victory, you got to look at this Dolphins team. Certainly a team that could give fits to the New England Patriots in the AFC East division. So probably one of the up-and-coming teams from this year, making some waves. And that's the matchups for NFL football for the weekend. And we're going to take another quick break, and we're going to be back with some Southeast Missouri baseball, fall preview of Southeast Missouri baseball, and we'll be back with that coming up.
Okay, you're hooked up and ready to go.
New Wave knows you're excited about sports, so now's a great time to get connected with the Triple Play package. Crystal clear TV, high-speed internet, and telephone for only $99.99 a month for 12 months. With New Wave Communications, you've got game. In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding. And even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
And now let's take a look at a fall preview of Southeast Missouri State Baseball in Cape Girardeau. And they're going to be getting ready for another strong season, so let's take a look.
Back here on GoSoutheast.com on a beautiful day down here at Capitol Hall Field. I'm joined by head baseball coach Steve Sieber. Coach, the team opens up fall practice today. Kind of what are you looking at for the team for the fall right now?
Well, the biggest thing is that we got a really a new squad. We've got 20 new players coming in our program. The bulk of it's on the pitching staff, and what we're excited is to see the new pitchers and see them kind of compete in the fall. Fall's a time to basically get all of our team concepts, get our team drills in, get everybody kind of worked into prime shape, and that's really what we're looking for in this fall. But we're excited about our pitching staff. We've got, like I said, we got several junior college transfers, and we've got several high school guys, and it's just really seeing where they're going to fit into in the spring season.
So at the end of this week, on Friday, you're going to have a little scrimmage. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little about that?
Yeah, it's family weekend here, and what we want to do is allow our families to come back and see their sons participate. Friday night at 7 o'clock, we're going to have a scrimmage, and we've got our teams kind of divided up and give everybody a chance, all of our pitchers, to throw one inning live for the first time, and give our position players a chance to kind of go out and swing a little bit. And you know, most of them played summer ball, but it's been a good month since they've had actual competition. So it'll be just a great way to kick off family weekend and then let them enjoy the festivities the rest of the weekend.
Now, kind of on the topic of scrimmages, you have your annual inter-squad series coming up at the end of the fall. Have you picked a date for that yet?
Yeah, we have. It's October 24th. It's our red and black series, and again, when we get to that point, we'll have a couple of our coaches select teams, and it'll be very competitive. It'll be one of those situations where whether we'll have Coach Winty and Coach Lawson squaring off, and really make it super competitive for our guys. So it's a lot of fun for us, but it's going to be a 5-game series this year, and you know, we hope we have beautiful days just like this.
Now, kind of on the docket of the fall, still you've got the Joe Wills Golf Tournament coming up on October 4th. How can supporters get involved on that?
Well, we're just a couple of weeks away from that event, and one of the things that we need is we need to fill up the tournament with a few more teams. So if somebody's out there interested in playing golf, you know, please contact me, and we'd love to get you out on the golf course. We're still looking for whole sponsors. You know, a big thank you has to go out to St. Francis Medical Center for overseeing our event and sponsoring us. They're our prime sponsor for this event, and it's just been a great thing for us each and every year to have this event, because it really helps supplement our budget.
Now, besides 20 new student athletes on the roster, you're also welcoming a familiar face in Jacob Wenty to the coaching staff as a volunteer assistant. What are you looking for out of Jacob this year?
Well, we're very excited. You know, Jake comes to us from after spending a couple of years as a GA, and he's just gaining more and more experience. So we're excited to see him kind of get intertwined with our guys, start getting used to you know, basically being out there with them every single day, and just really kind of having him focus on the pitching staff of former pitcher here, and just kind of anything that he can add to our players is going to be a bonus for us.
Okay, well, good luck during the fall, and enjoy the beautiful weather tonight.
Thanks, Sean.
Now we're joined by the new volunteer assistant baseball coach, Jacob Wenty. Jacob, you played here for a couple of years. It's great to have you back. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody kind of where you've been after your playing days the last couple of years, and also tell us about what you're going to be doing this year.
Well, I was blessed to get a graduate assistantship at the University of Arkansas at Monticello. Actually, Coach Beezer and Coach Catherine, who was here for a number of years, got it set up for me. So I've been down in the Division II world for a couple of years, got my master's degree. Kind of had a different experience for a couple of years, if you will. Now I'm back here and blessed to be back in Cape Girardeau and working with the outfielders and have a hand in everything.
Sounds good. Well, it's good to have you back, and good luck this year.
Thanks.
And as you saw there, a little preview to the baseball season this year for the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. And we'll be bringing you a few SEMO videos throughout the year to give you an update on Southeast Missouri State athletics. And just a little note, Farmington has a big tennis tournament for today. I know Dexter's going to be going up and playing in that. They've got some other area teams. Notre Dame's going to be going up. Big tournament for high school tennis, girls tennis in the area. So that'll be something to look forward to us reporting on for the next week. And as I mentioned, halfway through the football season, we're going to be bringing in more guests to talk about football, and also we're going to try to get some guests in to talk about the other fall sports taking place, tennis, high school volleyball, and even fall baseball in the area. So be sure to tune in to the upcoming roundtables throughout the year, and we'll be here every Saturday live at 10 a.m., replayed at 4 and 8:30 on Saturdays, and you can even view them online, SEMOsportzone.com. So look forward to the upcoming shows. We'll be getting into more high school athletics, so be sure to tune in each week here on the Roundtable. And until next time, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have yourself a great week.